Hey kids, tonight we're going to make some shepherd's pie. It's pretty easy to do. I started out by turning my oven on to 375 to preheat. I've got some water boiling to boil some mashed potatoes. We're going to brown some ground beef with some chopped onion in it, make some brown gravy, and put it all together with a cheesy top and some breadcrumbs and bake it for a little while. Comes out super delicious. So while this is heating up and everything is getting going over here, we're gonna chop some potatoes and onion. I've peeled 4 regular sized potatoes. This one's kind of large, but 4 potatoes, and I'm gonna chop about a third of that onion up. I've already grated some cheese because I like to put a little cheese on top of the potatoes. So doing this prep work while everything's heating up over here. Okay, water's boiling, and I'm gonna put my potatoes in and get them started. They're gonna take about 20 minutes, so that'll give me time to do everything else. Cook the ground beef and get the gravy made and get it all ready to go in the oven. I put 1 pound of ground beef in my skillet and the third chopped up onion. And I've got my heat on high, getting the skillet hot, then I'll turn it down to about medium high. I've got the potatoes boiling. Break this up a little bit, and then we'll add some spices. Okay, I'm gonna do a half teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of black pepper. A teaspoon of garlic powder. A 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt. I'm just going to cook this until it's completely browned and the onions have started to soften a little bit. Okay, our ground beef and onions are done, so I'm going to turn the heat off on that. And I'm going to turn the heat on my saucepan and get my brown gravy ready. I've got a cup of cold water and a low sodium brown gravy mix. I'm just going to make it as per the directions, which is 1 cup of cold water and this packet. And just whisk. Stir frequently to constantly until it comes to a boil and starts to thicken. I do add a little bit of garlic powder and pepper to this. I find it's pretty salty, so I don't really add any extra salt. The gravy's boiling and thickened, so I'm going to take it off the heat. And now we're just going to wait for the potatoes to finish cooking, and we'll mash those and be ready to put it together. Okay, so the potatoes are done. I've drained the water out. I'm going to add a little sour cream, a little water, a little butter, some spices, and mash them up. Get them ready to assemble the shepherd pie. Everything's ready. We're gonna put this together in the pan and get it in the oven, and dinner will be done. So we start by just putting all of the cooked ground beef into your baking dish. And you top that with 1 can of Lovera peas, very young. And then you're gonna pour the gravy that you made over the top of that. And you're gonna spread the mashed potatoes on top. And I top this with a little cheese. Not a lot, just a thin layer. And then cover the top with some breadcrumbs, some Panko breadcrumbs. We're gonna bake this, and at the very end you broil it and brown those up, and it gives it this crispy top that is really good. Okay, and then we're gonna put this in the oven and bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we will broil it for about 5 to get the top nice and brown. And while that's cooking in the oven, I'm going to do my dishes. So my kitchen will be all cleaned up. 5 minutes later, dishes are done.